Welcome to another edition of the Go Nose Podcast. I am your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. The majority of my content comes from me and my opinion. Other information comes from the internet. It's going to be games like this, man. I think they were looking past Boston College. I think we were all looking past Boston College. We all thought that was going to be a walkthrough, and it wasn't. And, this is where Mike Norvell has to make his money. He has to have his team prepared for games like this. The Boston Colleges, the Wake Forests, the Dukes of the world, which Duke is on the schedule, and they're not a walkthrough. You can lose to Duke this year. So, at the end of the day, a win is a win, but it's a very ugly win, particularly on defense. And, before the season even started, I said that mobile quarterbacks, for some reason, give this defense fits. Now, again, same thing with Jaden Daniels, same thing with this guy. Why is there not a dedicated spy for this quarterback that's running all over the field? Why is there not a dedicated spy? Obviously, none of our linebackers can run with him. So I would put either a safety or a corner on him and just say, okay, if you're just that talented and that athletic that one of our DBs can't spy you, then we just have to, accept the consequences of our team not being able to stop you. But I really feel like we were looking past these guys trying to get to the Clemson game. And now let's Klubnik is athletic too now. Maybe not as athletic as this guy, but he can definitely run. So no excuses. We got caught slipping. And that's just going to make the Clemson game much more interesting next week. I think there's going to be a different level of focus in the Clemson game, but to be up 31-10 in the third quarter and those guys come back and score, 19 unanswered points, that's not good. And Jordan Travis continues to make those kind of plays where it can get you beat, and it almost did in this game. You got to stop making the boneheaded decisions, and Clemson is a team that they're well coached and they're going to capitalize on those mistakes. Defensively, we did not play a good game at all. Offensively, we were okay. I felt like Boston College was hell-bent on stopping the run, and then that's why it was so hard to run the football. I hate the smoke screens, tunnel screens. I hate all that stuff. Like, I wish they would quit running those plays. The stuff that you're doing with Bell is actually very good. I like it. I like him coming out the backfield. I like him on running plays. I like him as a tight end. I like what you're doing with him. So I think he's a chess piece that can be moved all over the board. I think Tua Philly is another chess piece that you can use. It's all kinds of stuff you can do with these guys. And I just wish they would utilize those players more. But like I said, I just think that Mike Norvell gets paid what he gets paid to have these guys ready for these type of games. Like the big games, I don't think you have to do a whole bunch of motivational type stuff, but for these type of games where everybody thinks it's going to be a walkthrough and blah, 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 including myself, because I sat here on the previous episode and said 42-7. Everybody thought this was going to be a walkthrough game, and it wasn't. That quarterback, Castellanos or whatever his name is, he gave us fits. Very talented guy. And, I don't know what to say. No excuses. No excuses. We take that one. We lucky we got out of there. Boston College just ran out of time. We were very lucky to get out of that game with a win. In years past, we would have lost that game. So I don't know if it's a growth type deal or what. I think it's more just being lucky. I think you're being creative on offense. I just don't think you're using the right plays. I think at the end of the day, you got to try to win the game. I know you want to, promote Jordan Travis as a Heisman candidate and make him look like a pocket passer, whatever. But at the end of the day, your goals are lofty. ACC championship, national championship. You got to get the win. So if that means you got to use him as a read option keeper type deal, then you do that. Okay, but those screens are going to get you beat. The bad decisions by the quarterback are going to get you beat. The lackadaisical defensive play is going to get you beat. That's when I came into this season. I told the fan base, let's slow down a little bit. Because, we got some new guys, but I don't think we're there yet. I don't think that we're, in that national championship conversation. I don't really look at rankings. Rankings is for TV. Rankings is to get people to tune in and watch. I don't, just for example, Colorado. I don't think Colorado should be ranked right now. I think, they've won the games. They have a very talented team. They have a great coach. They have great coordinators. They have a great staff. But I don't think they're one of the best 25 teams in this country. I just don't feel that. I wanted to see them against like Oregon and USC. And then once they win those games, if they win those games, then yeah. But I thought they would lose the TCU game and the Nebraska game. I was wrong. And that's just an example. I'm not getting on a Colorado tangent. But, if we're going to get where we want the team to be as fans, I think, Mike Norvell has to have these guys ready to play because you got more games like this, right? Duke, who that's not a walkthrough game. Them guys are going to come out and play hard. Okay, so you can't go into any game taking anything for granted. You got to come out there and play your A game every week. So we got Clemson next week, and we'll see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this instant reaction. It's available on YouTube. It's available on all podcast platforms. And as always, go Noles.